Part 1 of the presentation, what are the differences between B2B and B2C e-commerce? So we've got 10 quick hits that we're going to go through very quickly, so buckle up. To begin with is let's start with what's obvious. Let's define B2C e-commerce is when you are selling directly to a consumer from your website. So you as the company, you may or may not be fulfilling that yourselves. You may be using a third party to fulfill and ship those orders, but you're having a direct relationship, selling directly to the consumer. You're selling lots of products to individual people. On the B2B side, you are doing things differently. You, as a manufacturer or even potentially as a retailer or wholesaler, are selling through another organization, a distributor, another wholesaler, a warehouse, or a retailer that is then selling to consumers. So there's someone in between you, the B2C audience, the consumer, and you, the business. And that begins the story of how B2B is more complex than B2C, because right away, if you look at this, you've got one more entity that's in the mix to contend with, both from a back-end systems and from a marketing and fulfillment standpoint. But that's, for our purposes, how we're defining B2C versus B2B. Something that's really interesting that a lot of people don't know is that B2C commerce, as we're all familiar with via Amazon and other things, is scheduled to be this status from Gartner it's scheduled to be $3.2 trillion by the year 2020, and B2B e-commerce is going to be roughly just over double that by 2020. It currently in the U.S. alone is well over double the B2C e-commerce. So there's massive opportunity here. These are sales that before the advent of B2B e-commerce were typically being done by retail sales, or not retail, but B2B salespeople who are going to the various accounts and getting orders filled out and taking the orders and fulfilling them. And you see here that there's a tremendous amount of business and a tremendous amount of upside to be had in the B2B market.